last person to present, so that's first bit of good news right away. So everybody, I've been sitting here for a few hours listening to everyone's presentation and blown away. The companies that are working hard in this space. I'd like to give them all another round of applause. I'm so impressed, so I have to give them another round. Thank you for that. I'm really excited and very proud to be talking about SchoolApply. We operate in a very different space than everybody else. We exist in the international student recruitment space. So that's something new that I haven't heard over the last few hours of being here. I'm going to speak about a $2 billion market opportunity and how SchoolApply is positioned at the front of that opportunity. My name is Eric Van Delden. I'm one of the founders of the company. I've worked in tech, education, and sales for 15 years. And what I'd like to talk about today is the problem of a major player in the experience of international students, which is the international student recruiter. So what happens today is that many international students who aspire to come to the United States or go abroad for their education, the process is horrible. It's really clumsy, and a lot of students give up, and then they go and they seek out the help of an international student recruitment agent. The agent assists them through this process, and it's not a complicated process. They have to find universities, they have to apply, they have to get accepted, they pay a deposit, and so on and so forth. And so the agent's role is to assist them from the finding all the way to the flying for that student. But the role of that agent is very, very broken because it hasn't changed in 50 years. Essentially, what an agent should do is recommend all the universities that are a good fit for a student. But there's just too many. So, you know, they're only human and their brain is only so big, so they can't keep track of all these universities. But the first problem is the financial structure of that business. They make money through a commission format that the universities pay them. So a few universities are going to pay that agent money. So obviously, the agent starts to steer students in that direction. And that's terrible for the student. The second problem here is access. Agents are still very traditional. They're offline. They're very brick and mortar. Students have to travel to speak to them. And this is something like, you know, if you can remember, in mentally Wayback Machine, this is travel agents 30 years ago. And it's irrelevant. 18-year-olds today do not want to sit with mom and dad and travel for an hour and sit at a table and have 5 brochures for universities fanned out in front of them. They just don't want to do that. 18-year-olds, it's not where they're at. I'm going to illustrate this with a student. Her name is ASMA KATTAN. She lives in Saudi. She aspired to study abroad in Canada, which was great. That's where I'm from. And her dad doesn't want her to go that far. Surprise, surprise. They don't really come to locking horns about this issue, but they stonewall. So they go and they talk to an agent, and it's the same experience, agent after agent, 5 brochures fanned out in front of them. And they're frustrated, and they go home. SchoolApply's solution is that we present over 3,000 universities to students, and they can make the selection themselves. We do not steer or skew students for our commercial gain. We start with a really clean, easy to understand UI where the student is the driver. They make the decisions. And then based on the work we've done on the platform, is that we present options to them. We have profile pages for over 3,000 universities in 30 countries. That is enough information for the student to decide whether it's a good fit for them and start their application process or not. And they can apply to all of those universities on our platform. 60% of the students who apply to a university through SchoolApply do the entire process on their mobile phone. And they do the whole thing all the way down to being enrolled. Today, when a student wants to apply to 5 universities, they have to do 5 applications. All of them are a little bit different. They're all a little clunky, and they have to pay 5 application fees. So an immediate improvement on that is that the student pays once and 1 application, and we disseminate those applications out to universities around the world. When the student is accepted into a school, we introduce ourselves as a business, and we ask to be a recruitment agent. And we establish that contract so that we can earn a commission. Over the last 18 months, We have set up 400 international student recruitment agency contracts with universities in 19 countries. Before the end of this year, we will be representing more than 50% of the universities in the UK and Ireland. This is our team in Dubai. A very energetic, this was our last birthday party. I filled the office with balloons, because that's what I do. And I'm cheering in the background. That's also something I'm good at. What you're looking at here, essentially, is 1,000 student recruitment agents. Today, we're recruiting students from over 70 countries. These are emerging markets. These are markets that are very difficult to reach. Universities are challenged to travel to places like Azerbaijan and Yemen and even the UAE. But these are markets where students are underserved. There are not traditional agents existing here en masse. Some accomplishments: we've had great growth over the first few years. We have processed 2,500 student applications to universities. Over 400 partnerships already set up, 250,000 page views a month to our site. And we've developed tools for the students to log in and understand where they are in the process, but as well for universities to log in and take a look at their pipeline. This is a pretty standard startup slide. We're going up, up, up. These are headcounts of applications. Our acquisition costs for students have plummeted over the last few years, thanks to a lot of hard work. And we just closed Q1 generating a little over $500,000 in revenue. And by 2023, our revenue projection is around $33 million. This is 16,000 international students, and that is less than 1% of the global market share. It's actually 0.6% of the global market share. I want to finish and talk about ASMA. She went home very frustrated, but like many 18-year-olds, she went online. And good news is she found SchoolApply. And we found a university for her in Dubai called Canadian University Dubai, which is a Canadian curriculum university with matriculation agreements with universities in Canada, so she can spend her first couple of years in Dubai, close to dad, studying at a Canadian school, and finishing in Canada. And we're very proud of that story. 3 years ago, the founders of SchoolApply asked, why has no one built a booking.com of education? Why is there no marketplace business for something that's this important? And now that we've built it, I can tell you the answer is because it's a lot of work. So I sort of knew that before, now I really know that. It's technically extremely difficult, but it's not technically impossible. And we've done that. We're serving thousands of students every single day, and we are currently discussing a Series A round of $10 million. I would like to finish by asking for everyone in this room to take a closer look at this industry and problem, and to help us, SchoolApply, grow so that we can reach many more ASMAs in the future. Thank you, everybody, for your time.